Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode. Today I thought I'd introduce Logic, which is this very cool puzzle thing that they have in Japan that's quite popular. And if any of you are fans of Sudoku, you'll know what I'm talking about, but this is way better than Sudoku. You've got these grids of squares, and even there's colored ones, as you can see, and you have to fill them in, and in the end you'll get a picture. And so unlike Sudoku, you'll actually get a reward once you get to the end of the puzzle. And it's really good for the brain, really makes you think. They have these giant ones, they're like centerfolds. And yeah, they have odd ones that are shaped strangely. Here's some of the answers of last week's lesson, or last week's version of the puzzle magazine. I think it's weekly or something like that. Wow. So there's one of the giant ones, what it looks like when it's complete. But it's like a combination of Minesweeper and Sudoku. Of course there's Sudoku puzzles in here as well, because those are popular. And of course there are comics and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty neat puzzle system that I don't think has caught on. So here's one that I made. It's kind of a distorted puzzle version to make it, give it this funny 3D almost look to it. Kind of cool, actually. They've got, several. There's a Kirin, and you got like bowling alley that's supposed to be 3D style. Jack in the Box. They've also got, like mentioned before, the colored ones. There's some interesting colored ones. They have these diagonal ones that you have to do diagonals, so it kind of makes for a much smoother picture. And of course most of them are Japan themed, but not all of them. And yeah, it's pretty neat. So I recommend people giving this a try. Maneki Neko. If you're into puzzles. The big ones are a little ridiculous. They take a long time, but hey, if you're up for a challenge, it's a pretty rewarding puzzle in the end. But you know what? You guys didn't come see me just do puzzles today, right? We're here to take a look at one of my favorite games of all time, Tales of Phantasia. Now, this is the Tales game that got me started in the series, and oh, hey, there's that Metal Gear Solid memory stick I've been looking for. Anyway, this is the game that got me started in the Tales series, and just the story is really great. The characters in this game are particularly great, and yeah, the battle system was fun. Of course, this is dated now, but this is where the battle system kind of caught people's attention, and the Tales series really took off. I mean, Destiny was the first, but Phantasia has some of the most, remakes, I think, of all the series. So there's good old Kless, very cool hero. Mint, one of my favorite healers, of course. The artwork is by Kosuke Fujishima, excellent artist who does so much artwork for the Tales series. You got Clarth, Lester, Arche, still the best mage ever. I mean, come on, she's got a broom. Chester is always the best archer. And Suzu, the best ninja. So hey, let's take a quick look at Tales of Phantasia and see what made it such a classic game in the Tales series. I'll be showing the original intro without the, stripped song. And of course, all the skits are in, fully voiced in the game. I think a couple of the English versions, kind of removed that. So let's take a look at Tales of Phantasia, the way it was meant to be played. Such an awesome introduction. I love that song. Now, I don't make any money or anything on these videos because the song is copyright, but I like to, leave the original song and the music in to show you what the original game was like. It's just such a gorgeous J-pop song. One of my favorites. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a look at the beginning of this game, the humble beginnings of our characters, as well as the ending and some stuff in between. The game's main villain, Daos. And one of the very first uses of indignation to appear in a Tales game. But yeah, a quick fun fact I wanted to share. Originally Tales of Phantasia was on the Super Famicom. The first version was on the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom. And that song with the intro animation, that is actually in the Super Famicom cartridge version, which is just amazing. It was one of the first, and I think only, Super Famicom cartridges that actually contain an entire vocal song, and it sounds gorgeous on the Super Nintendo cartridge, which is just, shows you the amazing capabilities of the the SNES back in the day. Surprised not many other people, tried to do that, but it may have been really difficult, who knows. But, still awesome. Fun fact, the first, full vocal song on a Super Nintendo cartridge. And one of the things that really caught my eye when first playing this game was the battle system is very primitive, but the chibi kind of style version of the characters is in the battle is really cute and fun. I don't know, I actually kind of like it that way. It's started to change with later Tales games. They look more human-like instead of the SD, chibi versions, like SD Gundam or something. And like I said, it was fully voiced. But I think the remakes, maybe some of the remakes are fully voiced now. I'm not sure. You can maybe let me know in the comments, because I know that the first remake they didn't really voice the skits, which are a big staple of the Tales series, all of the little animated skits. And this game has them, and they're all fully voiced. So this is 10 years later after the villain Daos was sealed away. And we get to see our chibi hero, Kures. It's kind of funny, I found in this game, it's voiced, but you can rename your character whatever you want. So you can name Kless whatever you want, and you can name Mint. And when you do that, because the computer doesn't know what the name is that you gave it, they didn't have AI technology to figure out what kind of bizarre pronunciation you put in there. So as they speak, whenever the name shows up in the sentence, it's like, blank. So they'll be saying like, "Hello there, how are you today?" So there's like an empty spot where the name is supposed to be. But you can see it on the on the little card there that shows the actual subtitles, the text. Cute little Ami. So that's Chester, the archer in the game. Very cool character. And yeah, the characters in this game are really interesting. Very well fleshed out. They've got some rather sad backstories. To be honest, the start of this game is pretty dark. We do have some cool heroes. Kless is definitely one of my favorites. I think Stan Elron is probably my favorite main character of all time from Tales of Destiny. But Kless comes in pretty close too. He's a really cool hero. Chester is interesting too. So the two are out hunting. These Kuribo, whatever you want to call them, which seem to appear in quite a few Tales games for some reason. The poor guys, they're always hunted. But yeah, the game, kind of feels like Chrono Cross in the way the overworld looks, and you got some nice effects with him walking in the water. It's surprisingly really well done. The backgrounds are really pretty. I just find the battle system just so amusing with the chibi versions of the characters, and some of the enemies, it also makes them look kind of cute. One of the things that they fortunately fixed in later Tales games is the return kind of to the starting position. Kless always returns after an attack to his kind of starting location, whatever your formation was.
But as you can see, poor little guy. No! Leave me alone. As you can see, the graphics are really nice. A lot of detail put into it, and the trees and the greenery look nice. Hey, there's the mana tree. It's not looking so good. And there's somebody that probably everybody knows, Martel. So this game is proof that Lloyd, Irving, and everybody from Tales of Symphonia, they didn't do their job in protecting the mana tree. Because that's what it looks like now. The poor thing. So once we leave from our hunting, suddenly the village is on fire. So the village where Kless and Chester come from. And of course they were the only two that survived the attack because they were out hunting. And like I said, this is where the game kind of, takes a dark turn. Well, this is right at the start, but we're already pretty dark. The mana tree is dying because Lloyd failed to protect it. And yeah, everybody in the village is destroyed. Kless's father, who probably put up a pretty good fight. And Kless's mother. Telling you where you need to go next in the game. Telling Kless about his pendant. Which is kind of one of the major important things in the game. So yeah, pretty dark. His parents die and then it starts raining. Raining and thundering. And of course, Chester, his little sister, was also killed in the attack. Ami, who we didn't really get to see very much of, which is very sad. But Chester is going to stay behind and, bury everybody. Sort of take care of things, and Kless is going to go on by himself as per his mother's wishes. And yeah, I'm playing the PlayStation 1 version of this game, but the SNES one was also pretty good. And even the world map looks pretty decent for such an old game. Yatta! So I will show, some of the fighting system and, some of the different levels, and then we'll be going to the end of the game as well. Rather than doing a full playthrough, I still like to kind of show the ending of the game for those that, probably won't really pick it up. So I jumped ahead here. Kless went to the town with his uncle, and his uncle turned him in to the villains who are apparently looking for him and the pendant. So he gets poked in the chest while he's sleeping and taken to jail. So yeah, like I said, pretty dark beginning here. His family's died, his village is destroyed, and his uncle just turned him in to the authorities. And, right, of course, there can't be any loose ends. So his uncle is also removed from the picture. Masaka! Of course, we can't show that on a Super Nintendo game. So here's Chester making graves for everybody. And somebody's approaching with cheesy horse footsteps. So a little bit of back and forth between our two first main characters. And right from the beginning, our hero is taken to the dungeon. But first, our kind of starting villain wants to get the pendant. And just like that, we lost the pendant. I love the mirror over there. He's got this, like, demon kind of possessing him. And they kind of zoom in on it. So now the game really starts in earnest here in the dungeon. And Kless, using his sword, opens the doors here, and we find our healer, of course, Mint. And, Mint's grateful that Kless helps her out, but she wants to know if he can also rescue her mother, which is in a nearby cell. And I cut it out, but I already went in that cell, and she was chained to the wall, long gone, tortured probably. So Kless, lies to Mint, saying nobody's there. So real quick, I wanted to show all the characters here. After that very dark introduction, we had Arche and Mint and Chester, Kless and Klarth, the kind of summoner, and Suzu, our ninja. And that's it. There are just 6 characters in the game. Makes it nice and easy to, rotate them around and, have a chance to use them all. So right quick, let's take a look at the battle system of this game. Like I said, it's very dated, but it's still a lot of fun. The pausing for spells and stuff might get on the nerves of a lot of people. But in the beginning, I felt it was kind of neat. Whenever Arche cast a spell, it would sort of pause the game and switch to her. And then it would do the animation of her spell. I thought it was interesting. Arche, she's floating in the air, so it's harder for ground enemies to hit her. And she can cast her spell while floating on her broomstick. And yeah, a lot of the skills are pretty amazing. I love Chester there. He shoots a giant arrow It's like, why shoot an arrow when you can shoot, a giant one that's 10 times your size? Yeah, you definitely want to get the mages. Suzu's got a bunch of interesting ninjutsu moves. Kind of like Naruto. I'll just summon a frog. And I really like the flying around the world. Here we are later into the game and getting the air birds. I always thought it was funny. You've got Arche. She doesn't bother flying on those things. She'll just use her broomstick. So she's always just following everybody flying on her broomstick because she can fly. And yeah, I didn't mention it yet, but the music in this game is just great. I mean, as one of the best, 8-bit soundtracks of all the games. I especially love the battle theme. One of the best versions of Fighting of the Spirit, I think is the name of the song. Yeah, which reminds me, if anybody's interested in this whole soundtrack, I was thinking I could upload it to my channel and you could just sit and listen to the game's soundtrack. There's a very fun soundtrack to it. The music's really nice. I like this futuristic style place. Reminds me another, reference almost to Chrono Trigger. So we got C-3PO here behind the bar serving drinks. And yeah, this game involves time travel, so this futuristic city is kind of interesting. And we've got one of the coolest mini-games in all of the Tales series, period. We've got Arche's shooter mini-game, which I just had to show. I mean, come on, you got a shooter mini game with Arche on her broomstick. Can't go wrong with that. It's been a while since I've played this. I think you can shoot backwards, but I don't remember how. Shoot behind yourself. Yeah, just like other shooters, you get power-ups. I love it. Kless is being a narrator there. No damage bonus! And I immediately take damage after he says that. Yeah, this can actually get pretty hard. As almost all Japanese bullet hell games seem to do. And there's even a boss. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can shoot, backwards behind you. I just don't remember how to do it here. I know there's a way. I'm trying the other buttons, but I just don't remember quite how to do it. Come on, just die! There we go. That wasn't a very good run. And you got a fly in by Arche there. Just so cool for a minigame. And let's choose another channel. It's got like the 3D cube there, showing the different channels. You could talk to all the robots, and you can see the high-tech city there in the background, kind of underground or something. And let's watch a virtual concert.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you ever wondered what music in the future would be like, that's it. What you have to look forward to. Yeah, the sprites in the game, and the coloring, the world map, they're all really well done. It's a very, very nicely fleshed out game. Flying around the map is really satisfying. A lot of detail is put into it. Some of the maps, some of the dungeons, I remember, have some interesting shadow effects. And hey, here's our famous village in the snow. You've even got footprints there, following Kless as he walks through the snow. Every Tales game has their classic snow level where they have the romantic scene with the hero and the main heroine. Heroine? It's heroine, right? Forgetting how to pronounce English. A lot of nice cutesy details. Just gives this game a lot of charm. If you look at it, it's a really charming, fun game. I think if people were not so used to the more, recent ones, they would really enjoy this one. I still find the battle system fun and amusing. Even though it feels a little bit more turn-based, it's quite a bit slower in its pacing. It's quite dark up here. So there you can see the shadow effects, which are quite interesting depending on the the way the lights are aimed at you, and even some of the dungeons have some interesting puzzle mechanics with the shadows. You gotta line up your shadow just right with lights in a certain location. Very, very cool. Let's have a look at, some of the dungeon areas. And like I said, they're really, really nice. I mean, the trees, the movement of the water. You've got little extra details like the falling leaves and sometimes little bugs or birds flying around, frogs on the lily pads. The very famous elf village. Probably big Symphonia fans will recognize it. Even the layout, I think, is fairly similar. Yeah, just look at that water pond there. Pretty cool effect. You got the fish down there. Birds flying overhead. But yeah, they really put a lot of work into this game, to make it look really nice. So if you're curious about playing an old Tales games, I definitely recommend this one. I highly recommend Eternia as well. It's about the same as this, only a little bit of a step up.
ユミルの森に行くぞ。アルバニスタの東の橋を渡って南西の方角ですね。
指輪を直せる方がいらっしゃると良いのですが。
You know, the skits are a little primitive, but they're fully voiced, and you've got a couple frames of different character interaction. And yeah, I just love the field music. Even the heat wave effect. Boy, it's hot here. Alrighty, so now I've jumped to the epic conclusion of the game. I don't want this video to run too long, but I definitely want to show you the final boss and the ending to this game, because I'm pretty sure the Japanese ending is different, as there's the full J-pop song for the ending credits, which I'm assuming they've cut from the English language version. Although with so many remakes, I'm honestly not sure. So here we go, fighting Daos. And I'm just gonna go all in on him here, no mercy. Keep him stunned here as much as possible. Thank you, Mint. And that's it. That's the final boss in the game. All done. Yeah, right. That's never how final bosses work. Daos is one of those villains that just seems to never go away. I think he's one of the most popular cameo fights in other Tales games. I can think of 3 or so just offhand that he appears. Deriskaran should be a recognizable name for a lot of people. And of course, evil, creepy version appears. Ask us if we're ready to set up our team. And here we go, the second half of the final boss. Oh, he's really wailing on Archie over there.
奥義修造前列だ
アシッドルーム
やや
日本シミピコピコファンマン
次元だ
I love that Mint has such a giant Pico Pico Hamma. Yeah, as always, having Mint in the party is a must.
次元だ
日本ジライアほい
次元だ
ゴッドプレイ
次元だ次元だ
I think, you know, what was really appealing to me was the battle system in this game was a little like, kind of like, you know, Street Fighter almost. You got the side view, you know, fighting system, and it was also partially turn-based, you know, like Final Fantasy, because there was pauses, you know, in the actions.
中将来
So, in a way, you kind of take turns in this game.
次元だや
日
や
本ランジシャグ
And originally that appealed to me. I'm always a fan of the turn-based Final Fantasy games. So this was like a mix of, you know, semi-turn-based as well as action.
ピコピコファンマン
奥義魔人先空派
Alrighty, that was a bit more challenging. And finally, the villain has been defeated. Just kidding. It's never that easy. And here we go, the final form
や
of Daos.
次元だ
Just gonna try to stun lock him here as much as I can. Yeah, he moves around a lot.
シャープネス
次元だ
Archie's swinging her
ミスト
broomstick at him in midair. I love it.
ディープミスト
次元だ次元だ
日本ランジシャグビッグバン
Archie's got all the big powerful skills too. Big Bang.
シャープネス日本ランジシャグ日本ランジシャグピコピコハンバータイダルウェイ
Tidal wave.
や
日本ランジシャグ
次元だ
リザレクション忍法ジライア来い
や
ディープミスト ミスト。
中小ライン。
ブラックホ
次元だ。
ーバリア。日本シミ。
光よ。
アシッドウェイ
修造鮮烈さ。光よ。
Alrighty. So there we go. Took him down after much dialogue.
バリア。
We have Mint saving the mana tree twice. When she learns resurrection and some of her magic skills, she uses them to restore the mana tree, which Lloyd apparently failed to protect over the years.
私はここでお別れですね。
And here we go with the ending scenes.
もう会えないん
Mint
です
is
ね。
crying there. I shouldn't laugh, I guess.
泣きません。
Because this game had some time travel elements in it, you know, some of the party members come from a different era, and we all have to go back to where we were.
私も忘れません。それではこれで。
And, you know, kind of a sad ending, too. Like I've said in many of my other videos, you know, many Japanese RPGs are not, you know, Disney style, everybody's happy at the end kind of thing.
元気でな。
You know, there's definitely some bittersweet emotions.
ありがとう。
So we say goodbye to Suzu,
その
the
いろいろと
awesome
協力してくれて
ninja,
いえ、こちらこそ。
who is a descendant of Sheena.
はい。
泣いてもいいんだよ。忍者だってこんな時は泣いていいと思うよ。
ありがとうございます。でも、泣きません。
And she's a pretty tough little ninja.
皆さん
But
と
basically, she's gonna stay
違ってお
here
別れしたいから。
and help look after the mana tree.
そう。そうだね。元気で。
はい。皆さん、さようなら。お元気で。
いい子だったな。
別れというのはやはり悲しいものですね。ずっと一緒にいられたらいいのに。
Poor Archie's a little sad there too.
そうですね。
And we're gonna return to our time. By the way, that's what time travel looks like. If you were ever wondering.
時の件をよろしくお願いします。わかった。私が責任を持って赴任しよう。
And now we have to say goodbye to Clarth and Archie. Because they are from the past.
でもあと100年後にしか会えないなんて寂しすぎるよ。
Archie is saying it's gonna be really lonely, even though they can meet again. It's gonna be like 100 years.
私
Since Archie, as an elf, she can live that long. So she'll actually be able to see them again, but Clarth will not.
お前たちに会えただけでも
I know I didn't show a whole lot of Clarth in the battles, but he's also a pretty fun character to use.
元気だな。さあ、もう行こう。
悲しそうな顔すんなよ。
そうだね。
またな。
時の剣よ、私たちの時代へ。
And Clarth returns home to his loving wife. Archie returns to the elf village, finding her mother. And Chester and Kless return to chasing those creatures in the forest. They set up a tombstone there for Mint's mother, which you saw in the beginning of the game. And even Daos. You know, once again, as I've mentioned many times before, he's not necessarily a villain. You know, many of the villains in Tales games are not, you know, evil. It's just they have a different view of the world or a different way to fix the problems of the world than the heroes do. Just a separation of ideals, which makes it, you know, quite interesting. Daos is not necessarily a bad person, so Martel's gonna take care of him. The mana seed should be quite familiar to some people. But remember, this game came first. Alright, hope you enjoy the closing credits and the lovely song here.
これからどうする？
まずは村を立て直そう。それが終わったら
終わったら
きっと僕たちと同じ時を過ごしているはずだ。会いに行こう。
あ
私も連れて行ってくれますか？
もちろん。
I definitely want to thank Namco for all the great memories that this game has brought, and I want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope it's given you a little kind of snippet or look into this great little game. It was at the beginning of the Tales series. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next game. じゃあ皆さん、またね。